Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samartava Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Namah Suryaya Chandraya Mangalaya Bhutaya Cha Guru Shukra Shani Jascha Rahuve Ketuve Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Inhale deeply with Va and exhale deeply with Si. Just Shumnari. Follow me through 7 times. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Shri Guru Padigaya Namaha. 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 Om Shri Guru Padikaya 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 Namaha. The deep transcendental Kriya consciousness, let's do the pranayam. First pranayam, inhale deeply with Va and exhale deeply, you see, through Shrimanadi. Let me through 7 times. The deep transcendental Kriya meditation, let's do the second pranayam. Inhale deeply with Va and exhale deeply, see halfway through. Follow me 7 times, so Shrimanadi. The deep transcendental Kriya consciousness, let's do the third pranayam. Inhale deeply with Va and exhale deeply, see single breath. Follow me through 7 times. the deep channel through your consciousness and Kriya Pranayam. You are all getting in touch with the universal energy. With that contact, let's do some prayer. First of all, let's say prayer for some of the infectious diseases which is affecting the world. First step. So we have prayed Dhanvantari Maharishi through the Bhavajan Lord Vishnu 7 times. Shishwa.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalsha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishwave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalsha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishwave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishwave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishwave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishwave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishwave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishwave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Again, with the universal consciousness through us by transcendental meditation, deep transcendental Kriya consciousness, and our connection with the universal energy by Kriya Pranayam. Let's pray and wish the one of the problems happening in the world, the misunderstandings and the war and people suffering. Unnecessarily, a lot of people are suffering. So let's pray Kala Bhairava to help us to avoid the situation in the world. Let's pray Kala Bhairava to Mahata Bhavaji 7 times. Om Sarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tano Kala Bhairavaya Prachodayadi.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tano Kala Bhairavaya Prachodayadi.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tano Kala Bhairavaya Prachodayadi.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tano Kala Bhairavaya Prachodayadi.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tano Kala Bhairavaya Prachodayadi.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tano Kala Bhairavaya Prachodayadi.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tano Kala Bhairavaya Prachodayadi.
Kriya Baba Dinamo.
Everybody, today, the past few weeks, I've been working on the holy book for the Sathsang. We are looking at the scientific aspects of the sunlight and how we can utilize the sunlight in terms of Lord Muruga's teachings, the holy book. So let's go through a few points from the last class and we'll continue.
Last class we talked about the energy of copper elemental metallic bit that's coming down from the sun, and we said that the copper metallic bit, which has the copper energy, is got from the second triangle after the mercury bits have been coming down for the first 15 years. Now, from the sunlight, as we know, there are 4 different types of metallic bits / energies that emerge, which then combine with the 3 strands, which is the magnetic strand, and which then first combines then with the heat strand. The magnetic strand is the positive strand, which combines with the heat strand, which is the negative strand. Therefore, for 4 times 2, which is 8 strands, and then reaches the Muruga. Muruga is at almost the surface atmosphere of the Earth, and they come down, both of them come down as one strand. When it combines with the gravitational force of the Earth, it makes 3 strands, which is my magnetic, heat, and the toxic strand from the Earth. So that combines with the 4, that makes it 4 times 3, 4 times the metallic bits times the 3 strands, which is equal to 12. Therefore, it reaches the Earth's atmosphere, and that's how it reaches the Earth's atmosphere. And if one can understand the amount of which strand contains what, it has more advantage. For example, the mercury metallic bits expose more of the magnetic strand, which is the positive energy strand, and the copper metallic bits expose more of the heat strand, which is the negative negative energy. The 5 elemental bits then stores this energy. Now, if the Atman wants to get maximum energy, one has to get it from the atomic bits or the metallic bits. The pituitary gland, which is in the center of the brain, is pituitary gland is in the center of the brain. The energy is given by the single atom, which is the weird atom. Then it divides it according to the metallic bits that is received, and that is how it separates out the energy. If there are more positive strands, that means higher energy of the atomic strand will be given in terms of mercury bits to the pituitary gland. If there is high energy of heat, which is the copper metallic bit, it will be going to the Mars gland. So if there are more positive strands, the higher energy then goes to the mercury gland, not the pituitary. The pituitary separates it out. If there is higher amount of heat, which is in the copper bit, it is given to the Mars gland. This is how the Atman also receives it. In the pituitary glands, these energies are distributed. This is how the mercury, the copper, the gold, and the silver metallic bits are also divided. As we know that mercury energy is high in the positive strand, copper energy contains more bits in the heat strand. Gold energy is distributed equally between the magnetic and the heat strand, whereas the silver metallic bits have magnetic and toxic strands that are equally divided. Gold and silver energies will be discussed in the upcoming chapters. Focusing back onto copper metallic bits, because these copper metallic bits absorb more heat, and because of its property, it has more heat, positive, negative, and toxic strength. The intensity of those will be getting its degree of intensity from each of the metallic bits. Now, copper metallic bit has a heat property, so it absorbs more heat from the elemental bits, and it is also very fast. During the second triangle, the copper energy is much higher and faster, and it starts from the 16th narige to the 30th narige. How does the Hertz function and the Atman function during the 16th and the 30th narige? If one understands the light strand, one understands also its functions. Now, copper metallic energy bit increases the heat and causes the complete function. Now, light energy, this is chapter 14. Light energy is helping the Atman to form a lot, helping the Atman to form a lot of living beings. They are also taking food from the earth and from the sunlight. So the food is divided into two types. You have your body food, which is taken in by all the living species accordingly. And then you have the sunlight food, which all living beings take in. Therefore, Atman also takes different food depending on the species and human beings. 4 types of metallic bits become 60 different kinds of energies. Each of those 60 different kind of energies is coming down to earth. Every Atman's objective with the is to be liberated, and with that objective in mind, it works towards its purpose and takes in different kind of metallic energy accordingly. Atman's food is only sunlight. All different Atmans take this in different amounts depending on their objective. They take in different bits that is needed for its liberation, and it would also absorb its necessary energy needed for fulfilling its main objective. When Mercury energy is absorbed by the Atman, it helps the Atman to travel towards the cosmos, which is towards the limb, which is the sky. Copper metallic bits mainly function to separate out all these bits. Inside the copper, there is heat, which is in combining with the Atman bits. Now, atomic bits are many more in copper and heat combinations. Atman absorbs these bits depending upon the needs of its own living species and living beings. Even within humans, the Atman also changes, the absorbance of Atman also changes depending upon the growth stages. Now, young age, it absorbs depending upon the growth of the body, it takes in the light energy and separates it into travel towards the cosmos. Now, there is a different book explaining the above purpose and the function of Atman bits. Now, the brain book, which is the other book, also shows how the pituitary gland then absorbs this energy. Light book, which is this book, is explaining mainly the different types of energy, the separation, and the branches of light. Now, the copper energy bit, which gives the second stage, which is the growing or the growth stage, higher energy and fuel. So for the second stage of growth in a human being, this energy bit is very, very important. At Muruga, the copper bits, which is the metallic bits, combined with the magnetic strand and the heat strand, as mentioned, it reaches the Muruga, then combines with the Earth's energy, which is the elemental bit, which is the Vayu, the air, and a swirling is generated. Now, this air is thus formed, which is the combination of all of the above and perform a different action. Once this swirling starts, only then the toxic strand is also formed. And that's where we start.
Okay. All right. So some of the important things we have to remember: the new concept based on which most of these teaching by Lord Muruga, which most of the people in the organization understand, those who read the book and those who had the training. So people need to remember that there are some non-physical, subtle glands. Pituitary glands, everybody understands. We have studied pituitary gland. But around the pituitary and the pineal gland also all of you know. But there are some planet glands. And scientifically, they have also proven there are patches of tissues which are special. They don't say it glands because it doesn't come under proper membrane and everything like a gland, but they are called patches of glands are there. But here Lord Muruga exactly says they are glands. They are glands in the brain. Just like we have two more planets, Rahu and Ketu, in the Indian system of planetary arrangements. Other than the physical planets, you have Rahu and Ketu, which is shadow planets, right? Many of us know as Indians. So we take that into category for most of the astrological studies. The same way, we have, along with pituitary and pineal, we have other planet glands also in the brain. Number one. And number two, we generally think only the food, what we eat, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats in terms of food. That is the real food needed for the body and everything for the life. But we already established, Lord Muruga established, that sunlight is the food for the Atman. Modern science may say glucose is a food for the brain. Without glucose, it can't function, diluted carbohydrate. But Atman needs sunlight as a food. That has to be established. That has to be believed and understood. You can see the difference. You can see the evidence, the way your brain functions in the morning, afternoon, and the evening. There are a lot of differences. And we also have some specific time for meditation, like on the Sandhya times, morning when the sun and day, night and day meets, the evening and the night meets. Those Sandhya time. There are some reasons for that. So the definitely we have evidences that sunlight is being used for the function of the brain also, whether we stay inside the room or outside the room, the sunlight or not. So that has to be believed also. Then the whole process of division of the sunlight into magnetic strand, heat strand, and the toxic strand, and the whole process of making it atomic bits energy will be understood and be taken and can be applied and differentiated. So it's a very, very important concept. Highest level of deep knowledge given by Lord Muruga himself. So hopefully all of you appreciate that. Okay, so let's continue with the Sathsang. So again, I'm going to read in Tamil and then in English as usual. சுழல்களின் மூலம் பல்வேறு மூலக்கூறுகளும் உருவாகி. So she was talking about from the sun, you have the magnetic energy and the heat energy coming down. And then there is a place called Vinmodu, which is the place where the gravitational force of the Earth stops. Right in that place, these two join, and also you have the along with the gravitational attraction, you know, the energy of land and the water also comes down. When all these combine, the air is formed as a sural. Sural means rotation. That's what he's coming about. The suralகளின் மூலம் பல்வேறு மூலக்கூறுகளும் உருவாகி. Because of that rotation, you have a lot of energy bits being formed. மூலக்கூறுகளும் உருவாகி. What are those energy bits? Those are the Akash, heat atomic bit. And then we also have air, and then you have water and the earth. Right? Those மூலக்கூறுகள் உருவாகி ஒன்றென கலந்திடும் தருணத்தில் தாமிர ஒளியில் உள்ள வெப்பங்கள் என்பது வீரியம் கூடி செயல்புரியும். சுழல்களின் பல்வேறு மூலக்கூறுகளும் உருவாகி ஒன்றென கலந்திடும் தருணத்தில் தாமிர ஒளியில் உள்ள வெப்ப என்பது வீரியம் கூடி செயல்புரியும். So the highest energy we are getting through this process is by copper strand. First we got mercury for the first 15 நாழிகை, that is for 6 hours. each narghe is 24 minutes. The next 15 narghe we are getting copper light. That's what we are studying now. So that gets more energy, definitely. அதன் மூல காரணம் என்பது அக்கனிம வளத்தின் தன்மையே ஆகும். Because that is a property of the copper element. தாமிரம் எனும் கனிம வளம் என்பது சூரிய மையத்தில் உள்ள ஈச அணுவினின்று வெளித்தோன்றும் ஆற்றலே எனினும் அதன் தன்மையே மிக்கதாக அமைந்திருக்கும். So the main source of this copper energy is the center of the sun. Okay, center of the sun. You have the mercury energy coming from there. Now we are talking about the copper energy which is coming from the center of the earth. Many of you might remember earlier, from the center of the earth, once the mercury energy is given, the next change that is happening is a copper, the next one is gold, and the next one is silver. So that is how it is coming down to the earth also. அதன் மூல காரணம் என்பது அவர்கள் வளத்தின் தன்மையாகும். தாமிரம் என்பது கனிமலம் சூரிய மையத்தில் ஈசன் என்று தோன்றும். தாமிர கனிமலம் என்பது ஈச அணுக்களின் உராய்தல் மூலமே உருவாகினும் உராய்தல் என்பது தீவிரமாக உருவாகும் தருணமே. So when the friction of the mercury bits getting more and more at the center of the earth, then the copper energy is also coming. So more friction, more copper. Okay, definitely more than what is how mercury is formed there. இயக்கத்தின் உச்சநிலை என்பது உராய்தல் உச்சம் எனப்படும் உயர்ந்த தருணத்திலே உருவாகும் ஆல்ரெடி காமர் உலகம். So highest movement, highest friction time is the time you have copper energy. உராய்தலின் உச்சநிலையில் அணுக்களிடையே உயர்ந்த வெப்ப ஆற்றல் உருவாகின்றன. So during that time, in the atoms also the same thing happening, right? Atoms of water as well as the other anukkal we have, other atoms we have, that same thing happens. அதன் பொருட்டே தாமிரம் எனும் கனிமத்தின் வெப்ப ஆற்றலை கூடியே காணப்படுகிறது. So that is why you have the heat during the daytime, right? Of course, you all understand by experience. But now there is another scientific reason that why during the second 15 hours, most of the time, first 15 hours is almost ending by 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. And after that, all of the midday, right? It's 11, 12, 1, 2 midday. So definitely that heat is there. That's because of copper energy. உராய்தல் உச்சங்கள் அணுக்களிடையே உயர்ந்த வெப்பாற்றல் உருவாகின்றன. அதன் பொருட்டே தாமிரம் என்னும் கனிமத்தின் வெப்ப ஆற்றல் கூடியே காணப்படுகின்றன. So that's why midday we have highest copper energy, heat energy. சூரிய சூழ்நிலை அடையும் தாமிர ஒளியானது புவியின் ஈர்ப்பு விசையாற்றோடு ஒன்று கலந்து மூவழிகளாக திரிந்து ஐவகை மூலக்கூறுகளை ஏற்றும் தருணம் கனிம ஆற்றலின் தன்மைக்கு ஏற்பவே மூலக்கூறுகள் யாவும் ஈர்க்கப்படும். So the process is almost the same. Every metallic particle that comes, whether it is mercury, whether it is copper, gold, or silver, the process is almost the same, right? So you become 3 strands, and that becoming 5 different kind of atomic energy bits. The process is the same, but then it differs for different metallic element. So for mercury, it's a little different. For copper, it is different. The special property of the copper is the heat. தாமிர கனிமலமானது வெப்ப ஆற்றல் தன்னை அதிகரிக்கும் காரணத்தால் ஐவை மூலக்கூறுகளின் ஈர்ப்பு ஆற்றல் கொண்டு ஈர்த்து தன்னோடு இணைக்கிறது. So because of the high energy, you have in the earth, you have higher attraction of the 5 elements also, whether it is the akash or whether it is heat, air, or water, or earth energy from the sunlight. There will be higher movement as well as higher attraction. தாமிர ஒளியானது புவியினை நெருங்கிடும் தருணத்தில் அதன் வெப்ப இழை எனப்படும் எதிர்மறை ஆற்றல் கொண்ட இழையானது மாத்திரமே அதிக எரிபொருளை சுமந்து செல்லும். We talked about already that only the copper energy gets a high energy. அதன் பொருட்டே புவியின் வெப்பம் நிறைந்த பகுதியில் வாட்டர் அதிக அளவில் இருக்கப்படுகிறது. That is why in places where the highest amount of heat, you can imagine the equator in the earth, that is the place you have highest energy also along with the heat. இரண்டாவது செங்கோண சுழற்சி என்பது சூரிய புவிக்கோளும் நேர்பார்வை குறிப்பிட்ட தருணத்தில் அமைகின்ற காரணத்தினால் அதிக வெப்ப ஆற்றல் புவினை அடைகிறது. So the second triangle only, the highest amount of heat energy is coming, right? So that is understood, that we are feeling every day. ஒவ்வொரு கனிம ஆற்றலும் மூவிழைகளை கொண்டே செயல்படுகின்றன. all of them act by those three strands. எனினும் அவற்றினால் ஈர்க்கப்பட்டு புவியினை அடைகின்ற மூலக்கூறுகளே உயர்ந்த எரிபொருள் காரணத்தால் அதன் தன்மையானது மாறுபடுகிறது. வெப்ப இழைகளால் ஈர்க்கப்பட்டு ஒன்றிணைந்து புவியினடையும் தாமிர ஆற்றல் என்பது வீரியமிக்க இயக்கத்திற்கு உதவிடும். So then naturally the heat energy by the copper is going to give higher amount of energy for the earth and different elements also. மானுட உயிர்கள் தாமிர ஆற்றலை ஈர்த்து தனது இயக்கத்திற்கு உதவியாக பெறும். Same way the human brain also gets highest more energy through the sunlight during that time, just like the earth is getting the energy. தலைமைச்சிறவி என்பது வெப்ப ஆற்றல் தாமிர ஆற்றலை எரிபொருளாக எட்டும் தருணம் உடலில் இயக்குவது உச்சநிலையை எட்டும். So your தலைமைச்சிறவி, that is your pituitary gland, when it is getting this heat energy, since it is copper time, second triangle, you're getting more energy, heat energy from the single atom to the single atom to the pituitary, and then it is distributing, right? So naturally you are getting highest heat energy in the brain also, and then through the pituitary gland, all the other glands and then other parts of the body, everything is getting higher heat also. That's why you're little more hyper during the second triangle time. That is the copper time, right? Copper time is hyperactive. That may also result, because you're hyperactive, you may also feel like taking rest, right? Because hyperactive. Okay. So உச்சநிலை எதிரும் உடலின் இயக்கம் என்பது எரிபொருளை சார்ந்தே அமைந்திடும். So depending on the fuel only your body acts, right? That is natural. ஐவகை மூலக்கூறுகளும் எரிபொருளாய் தெரிந்திடும். So all those 5 elemental bits, right? Your akash, heat, air, water, earth, all of them will be like fuel from the whatever it's coming from the sunlight. உழைகளில் பயணித்திடும் மூலப்பொருட்கள் யாவும் புவியினும் அடைந்திடும் தருணத்தில் உருகிய ஆற்றலாய் வெளிப்படும் என்று எண்ண வேண்டும். Now, how can you accept this as a copper, mercury, and gold and silver? Well, Muruga says there's a way you can think and believe that imagine that it is a melted energy. Imagine gold, you melt it completely, and then it becomes liquid, and then it's vapor. And imagine that vapor form into sunlight. So all this, same with mercury, same with gold, same with silver. So imagine that as urugi ஆற்றல், melted energy. Okay, there you have like a solid energy, then you have liquid energy, then you have completely melted gaseous energy. It's a melted energy. So that way for us easy to understand this metallic energy in sunlight. வெப்ப இழைகளிலே பயணித்து புவியினை அடைந்திடும் தாமிர ஆற்றல் என்பது உருகிய மூலக்கூறுகளை புவியின் மேற்பரப்பில் செலுத்திடும் காரணத்தினால் அவை வீரியம் மிக்க இயக்கத்தில் நிகழும். So because it is giving the melted copper to the earth, naturally it's getting energy. மூவிழைகள் குறித்தே தெளிவுடன் அறிதல் வேண்டும். தாமிர ஆற்றல் என்பது மூவிழைகளிலும் பரவிய செயல்படும். எனினும் அவற்றின் பயணித்திடும் மூலக்கூறுகளை உயரிய ஆற்றலின் நிலையை இயக்கத்தினை தூண்டிடும். So all these 5 energy bits, which atomic energy bits is coming, whether it is akash, heat, or air, or water, or air, when it is coming through copper, we are getting highest amount of energy compared to other elements, right? Highest amount of energy is coming from that only, from the copper. தாமர ஒளியழிதனை உதித்திடும் வெப்ப இழைகள் யாவும் தனது வீரியத்தினை மூலம் அதிகம். This particularly when the heat comes, remember out of those 2 strands, in one particular node, you have the heat strand coming along. You're already copper plus the heat strand, and then you're also getting the other atomic bits. Naturally, you're going to get more energy. புகாதரசு ஒளியாற்றல் புவியினை அடைந்த பின்னர் தாமர ஒளியாற்றல் செயல்படியும் அதன் மூல காரணம் சூரியன் நேர்பார்வையாகும். Is mainly the one other way of looking at it is sun is looking directly on the earth. So the second triangle. It's not by angle. It's looking at the earth directly. Same with us. It is looking at a brain directly, right? That's the nearbarway. Okay, nearbarway means direction, direct look. வெப்ப இழைகளில் பயணிக்கும் ஐவகை மூலக்கூறுகளும் உருகிய ஆற்றலாக வீரியமடைந்த தருணம் புவிக்கோள் இயக்கம் எவ்விதம் வீரியமடைந்திடும் என்றும் உயிரினங்கள் இயக்கம் எவ்விதம் வீரியமடைந்திடும் என்றும் தெளிவுற எழுதல் வேண்டும். So the same way you are looking at the 5 melted energy bits going onto the earth, you can imagine the same way the melted energies of these 5 different 5 atomic energies going to the brain also. So you can imagine how the metallic elements can go into the brain. Imagine like it's melted energy, okay, completely melted gases of energy getting into our brain. Easy way to understand. மானுட ஆன்மாக்கள் இதனை ஏற்றிடும் தருணத்தில் உடல்கள் மாற்றினத்தை உணர்த்திலும். If you carefully look at your feeling of the body, so Lord Muruga says, if you carefully look at your feeling of the body, you can definitely understand what kind of energy is coming to your body, what kind of energies you are getting from the sunlight. Okay. குருதி means blood. குருதி என்பது வெப்ப ஆற்றலை ஏற்று துரிதமாக இயங்கிடும். So during the second triangle time, copper, you can understand, you can feel that your blood is running a little faster. The flow of the blood will be a little faster. உடல் உறுப்புகள் யாவும் குருதியின் ஆற்றலை சீராய் பெற்றிடும். All the organs in your blood, all the organs in your body is going to get energy through the fast moving of the blood. So according to Lord Muruga, your blood pressure is going to change during the morning and afternoon also, right? So we think of the same kind of blood pressure, but in the spiritual science of Muruga, Lord Muruga, you're going to have the higher blood pressure during the second triangle time. A little less in the mornings and a little less. I think you can feel it and you can understand this, what he's saying. So if you really feel about it, you can really understand this concept. உயிரினு யாவும் ஒற்றையணுவினால் ஈர்க்கப்பட்டு உயிரினு ஈர்க்கப்படும் ஆற்றல் யாவும் ஒற்றையணுவினால் ஈர்க்கப்பட்டு வெப்ப அலைகள் யாவும் தனித்தே பிரிக்கப்படும். தலைமைச் சுரபியினை அடையும் தாமிர ஆற்றின் வெப்ப ஒளியழிகள் யாவும் செவ்வாய் சுரபியினை சென்று அடையும். So you are going to get the energy through the single atom, and then it is going to come to the pituitary gland. Then from the pituitary gland, it is going to go to different glands of the brain, gland patches, right? So the main thing which is going to go is Mars for the copper. So Mars gland is going to get this heat energy, and then it's going to be distributed to all the different physical glands of the body, and then that way all the organs are going to get activated. Okay, that's what he says. That is how they work. So why should it be? That means the Mars gland. கலப்புக்கொண்டே பயணிக்கும் நஞ்சு செல்வதனால் பயணிக்கிறார். செவ்வாய் சிறப்பினை அடையும் தாமிர ஆற்றல் அனைத்து உடல் குருதினை உருவாக்கிடும் உதவிடும் ஆற்றலாக உருவாகிடும். So it's also not only it is going to distribute the heat, but it's also going to help for the formation of the blood. உடல் குருதினை உருவாக்கிடும் for the origin on the all of you know that blood cells are recycled every 28 days or 24 days. So again, it is going to help for the formation of the blood also. குருதியினம் திரவமொன்றே உடலை முழுமையாக இயக்கிடும். So all of us know the blood is the only liquid that is going to transfer the energy to different parts of the body and make it function, right? So that's very important. குருதியானது ஆற்றலை பெற்று உடலில் பரவிட தாமிர கனிம வளமும் அதன் பொழிலுமே உதவிடும். So for this function of the human blood to go to different regions of the body, one that is helping is your copper energy and the sunlight during the second triangle time when you have copper. So maybe one can try this if you have low blood pressure, right? Make the people to stand in the sunlight during the second triangle time a little more, and a repeated thing may increase their blood pressure. It's also possible. So some of this
anemic patients also.
Yeah, anemic patients also, right?
Yeah.
So because you are getting the metallic energy there, so a lot of things you can derive out of Muruga's sayings, and of course, he particularly mentions also in different places how we can use it for your health and disease avoidance purposes. How are you doing at the time? Okay. தாமிர ஆற்றல்கள் அனைத்துமே வெப்ப இழைகளில் கலப்பு கொண்டு குருதியாய் உருமாறிட அதனுள் கலப்பு கொண்ட நீர் மூலக்கூறுகளும் ஒரு உயிரை காண வருகிறது. So not only, so we said first the copper energy, heat, then more blood, and then he also saying more water, because he already had a lot of water which energy bits in the blood, right? So நீர் மூலக்கூறுகள் ஒரு உயிரை காணும். That is also another reason why it is moving. Since you have the nirma molecules in the blood also, that also helps in the fast movement of the energy to to different parts of the body, along with the heat. தாமர ஒளியாற்றலின் தன்மை என்பது இயற்கையின் வெப்பம் நிறைந்தது எனும் காரணத்தினால் அதன் இயக்கம் என்பது துரிதமாக அமைந்திருக்கும். ஸோ தட் இஸ் த எனர்ஜி, த மூவ்மெண்ட் இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் ஃபாஸ்ட் இந்த காப்பர் எனர்ஜி. நீர்ம மூலக்கூறுகளும் அதிக அளவில் கலப்பு கொள்ளும் காரணத்தினால் உடல் முழுவதும் பெறுகிறார்கள். ஸோ again repeats, because you have more water bits, atomic bits also, that also helps to move to different parts of the body faster and faster.
Whatever we apply to the body also goes to the earth.
Earth also.
So that's how we should take the comparison. So whatever happens either in the body applies to the earth, and whatever happens on the earth applies to the body.
Particularly the brain, from the brain to the body.
Okay, so we have to keep that comparison.
Yeah, absolutely. ஒரு மானிட உடலில் உருவாகும் குருதி என்று உடல் முழுமையான இயக்கத்திற்கு காரணமாக அமைகிறது. So for the complete function physical human body, blood is the main reason, right? Blood is the main reason. குருதியின்றி வேறு ஆற்றலும் பரவிட இயலாது. Without the blood, other energies also cannot move through. விண்குருதி என்பதும் வெப்ப இழைகளால் மாத்திரமே இப்போது அடைகிறது. Now we talk about விண்குருதி. விண்குருதி here stands for sunlight, right? Sunlight. விண்குருதி தனது வெப்பங்கள் மாத்திரமே இப்போது அடைகிறது. So during the heat time of the sunlight, most of the energy is also spreading here. So your human body's kurudi, body's energy is by blood, and vinkurudi by the heat of the copper. Okay, is being spread. விண்குருதி என்பது வெப்பங்கள் மாத்திரமே பின்னடைகிறது. மண்குருதியும் வெப்ப ஆற்றல் மாத்திரமே உடல் முழுவதும் பரவுகிறது. So when you say மண்குருதி, the earth blood, that earth blood means that is a human blood. When you say vinkurudi, that is the heat energy of the sunlight with copper. தாமிர இழைதனில் கலப்பு கொண்ட ஒவ்வொரு ஆற்றலும் சிரசில் உள்ள அணுக்களுக்கு உயரிய உணவு, highest form of energy, highest form of food by copper. Okay, so all the copper combined energy will be the highest form of food for the all the atoms of the brain. I want you to remember all those 10 circles, right? In which all the Atma Anukul atoms are. Imagine that 10 circles, then you'll understand much more better this part. So highest energy form is being given by the copper element and the heat energy. ஒரு மானிட ஆன்மா என்பது கலியுகத்தில் விடுதலை அடைய வேண்டுமெனில் தாமிர ஆற்றலை அதிக அளவில் இருக்கப்பட வேண்டும். So the copper energy has to be absorbed in a maximum form. I remember one of the instances where Swami Vadalar, it seems in his early days, so he used to disappear from the ashram people. Then he used to stand. Some people have gone behind him and found out where he's going and what he's doing. He actually goes to some forest. He won't eat anything. He will just keep on standing in the midday of the day, staying for a long period of time, looking towards the sun. People have noted that, and because of that, sometimes people also say there won't be any shade in this body. Shade won't be formed. Shadow won't be forming, it seems. So you can relate to what Muruga says in this concept also. So the midday energy, the copper energy, and the heat is much more important for the freedom of the Atma atoms. So it's better to observe the maximum for particularly in the Kali Yuga. Lord Muruga says, ஒரு மானுட ஆன்மா என்பது கலியுகத்தில் விடுதலை அடைய வேண்டும் எனில் தாமிர ஆற்றலை அதிக அளவில் ஈர்க்கப்பட வேண்டும். Copper energy has to be absorbed to the maximum to get the freedom. பாதரச ஒளியாற்றல் என்பது அணுக்களுக்கு உயரிய ஆற்றலை நல்கிடும். எனினும் துணை அணுக்களை சீராக இயக்கிட தாமிர ஆற்றலை விடுவிடும். So why it is important, the logical reason is Mercury energy will give seroid. Without any problem, the flow of the energy will be seroid. Steady flow will be given by the mercury energy, but the copper energy is the one which is giving more higher energy, higher form of a jolt is being given by the copper energy. Jolt to get out of this prison. The jolt is being given by the copper energy. எனினும் துணை அணுக்களை சீராயக்கிட தாமிர ஆற்றலை உதவிடும். சிரசினிலே பரவிடும் குருதி என்பது நீர்த்து இலகிச் செல்விருந்தால் சிரசில் உள்ள அனைத்து அணுக்களையும் எளிதாக ஏற்றிடும். So your blood is supposed to be melting and thinner because of the heat, and that way they can easily spread to all the atoms, and they'll be the atma atoms will be free from that. Okay, free. Atma அணுக்கள் இனிதாக கெட்டிடும். So the food can be given easily to the atma அணுக்கள் or the atoms. நீரோடை அறையினில் தாவரங்கள் செழித்து வளருவது போன்று குருதி பாகின்ற பகுதியில் உள்ள அனைத்து அணுக்களும் செழிப்புற இயங்கிடும். So just like on the earth, wherever there is a water, and when there are plants next to the lake or next to the river, when there are plants, the plants will be much more happier, right? They grow much better. In the same way, kurdi pandra pagidil, wherever there is a blood going, right? In those places, there's much more healthy organs to be there. Of course, all of us know that main reason for most of the diseases is blood cells or blood capillaries are not giving the blood properly. Even in the people who have heart attacks and everything, right? They do all the bypass and everything. Why? Because there is no blood circulation in that particular tissue. So when there is no blood circulation, the cells are not active, right? So blood circulation is very, very important, even with the modern science. So Lord Muruga says as an example, just like when there are plants close to the river or lakes, they grow much more better, they're happier. Same way, when the blood, kurudi, wherever they are is flowing, everything is happening much better. Of course, we all know scientifically it's because of the carbon dioxide and oxygen exchange, energy exchange, and all those things. You can interpret that way also. 10 வட்ட அணுக்கள் சிரசினில் இடம்பெற்றுள்ளன எனினும் என்றும் அவை எவ்விதம் இயங்குகின்றன என்றும் ஆத்மாவின் சுயசரிதம் என்பதால் தெரிவித்த நிலையில் அணுக்கள் எவ்விதம் again Muruga himself says this. So as I told you before, to imagine those 10 rings, right? Lord Muruga again reminds you that to the first book, Atma Suyasarism, where he got about 10 rings, right from the Satyugam all the way to Kaliyugam, the rings of the atoms which are encroaching, which are present, where the Atma Anukal, they are all present there, with Tunai Anukal, by the ancillary subsidiary atoms, they have been present. So that has to be taken away. If you remember that part, how the energy is being given, then you understand. துணை அணுக்கள் யாவும் பூரண ஆற்றலை பெற்றிட்டால் மாத்திரமே அதனுள் சிறையுண்ட உயிரின் கருத்துக்கள் யாவும் விடுபட இயலும். So the substitute atoms has to get the energy, right? Then only they can then they melt, and then they are going to free the atma atom which are inside. So atma vidudalai, atma freedom can happen. எனில் ஆன்மாவின் விடுதலைக்கு குருதியானது பெருமளவு உதவிடும். So for the freedom of the atma, those energy bits, definitely the blood is going to be very helpful. குருதியின் இலகிய தன்மையினை ஏற்றி துணை அணுக்கள் யாவும் ஆற்றலை பற்றி என்கின்றன, மேலும் கருவினையும் மலர்ச்சி வச்சுகின்றன. So இலகிய தன்மை, the melted form of the blood. When does it happen? When that happens only during the copper time, right? Because you have more energy, more heat, more melted form and thinner blood, and so that is going to help more energy to the subsidiary atoms. So subsidiary atoms are going to get more energy, it's getting completely melted. Then you have the Atma Karkal which are present, they can come out easily. So that is the function he's talking about. Lord Muruga is explaining scientifically how through the sunlight we can get Atma Vidalai. Okay, so many of us have Atma Vidalai through some of our mantras. Now here, for the whole world, Muruga giving a way to get the Atma Vidalai. மானுடர்கள் யாவரும் ஒளி என்கின்ற வேதனைகளின் மூலம் தாமர ஒளியாற்றின் சிறப்பனை உணர்தலுடன் குருதியின் செயல்பாட்டினையும் தெளிவுற அணுதல் வேண்டும். So that's what he's saying. Because of all these concepts, this book on the light is very, very important. All right? You should feel that. புவியின் இரண்டாவது செங்கோண சுழற்சியின் தருணம் பகுதியிலே வைத்திடும் மாணவர்கள் உணர்வினை பெருகிட உழைத்திடல் வேண்டும். So all those people who are the second triangle, right? They have to feel this energy. Feel this energy and keep working. That is, இரண்டாவது சிங்கோணத்தின் தருணம் அப்பகுதியில் வசிக்கும் மனிதர்கள் உணர்வு நிலை பெருகிட உழைத்திடல் வேண்டும். So you have to, that means better meditation, better thinking of the godly thoughts, all those things. If you are doing, then it is much more helpful because you are getting high energy that time. சூரிய ஒளி ஆற்றலை சிரசிலே ஏற்று தாமர வளம் கொண்ட வெப்ப இழைகளை உணர்ந்து வணங்கி துதித்து ஏற்று உடல் இயக்கத்தை துரிதமிட செய்தல் வேண்டும். So one of those couple of things he is telling us is when you are taking the sunlight through your brain, through the copper energy and heat energy, you should feel it. You should, first of all, you should understand, feel it, believe it, feel it, and then you pray. You pray to the sunlight and the sun god. Tudithu ஏற்று, then you have to feel that although you are getting it from there, and then udal ekkathai thurudamadichal, then you feel that you are acting your body because of that energy. That is the feeling you should have during the second triangle time. Second triangle time is the 16th Narhi to 30th Narhi, right? So that is the time when you are getting the copper energy with the different combinations. Right? Really clearly he talks about this. இரண்டாவது செங்கோண சுழற்சி எனப்படும் தென் திசை முழுவதும், remember the northeast is the first triangle, right? So the southeast is the second triangle, right? So south is the main thing. So south distance is coming. தென் திசை முழுவதும் புவி சுழலும் தருணம் உடலினை இயக்கினால் உயிர் வளம் பெறும் குருதி செழுமீரும் எங்கும் பரவிடும் குருதியில் கலப்பு கொண்ட உயர் பிராணவாயின் மூலக்கூறுகளோ உடல் உறுப்புகள் முழுவதும் குருதியின் ஆற்றலை பெற்றிட உதவிடும். மேலும் சிரசின் மேல் வட்ட அணுக்கள் யாவும் குருதியினை எளிதாய் பெற்றிட உதவிடும். So he is again appreciating the second importance of the second triangle. During that time, if you do this, if you do feel it, pray and humble, and then you do any actions by the body, then all the organs of the body will get highest form of energy, and also in your brain, all the subsidiary atoms, ancillary atoms will get highest form of energy. So that will make the blood to melt completely. Then the blood will flow very easily. தாமர ஒளியாற்றலில் கலப்பு கொண்டுள்ள ஒவ்வொரு மூலக்கூறும் எத்தகைய செயலாற்றும் என்பதனை தொடர்கின்ற தேங்கைகளும் அறிந்திடலாம். So further chapters in the future is going to talk about the 5 atomic energy bits: Akash, heat, air, water, and the earth. How is the influence? The earth as well as the brain. விண்குருதியின் இயக்கம் என்பது கூடிய வெப்ப ஆற்றலையுடைய தாமரை இழையின் மூலம் எவ்விதம் நிகழ்ந்து ஏறுகின்றன என்பதனையும் ஒவ்வொரு சாமத்தின் இறுதியிலும் வெளியேறும் நஞ்சாற்றல் குறித்தும் தெளிவுற அறிந்திட வேண்டும். தாமர ஒளியாற்றல் புவியினை அடைகின்ற 15 நாழிகை நேரங்களும் மாணவர்கள் எச்செயல் ஆற்றிட வேண்டும். எச்செயலினை ஆற்றல் ஆகாது என்பதையும் தொடர்ந்து அறிந்திடுவோம். தாமர ஒளியாற்றல் புவியினை அடைந்திடும் தருணத்தில் 3 சாம எல்லைகள் உதித்திடும். அதன் மூலம் வெளியேறும் நஞ்சனை எவ்விதம் ஏற்பது. Now he is further explaining what we are going to see in future chapters. What kind of energy we will be getting during the second half of the 15th. So remember, this is one sama means ordinary. Yeah. So first the first 6 were 10 jamam. So total 16 or 10 jamam. If you change it into that period also, He's talking about what will happen to our earth as well as to the body. Melum, you get the toxic energies also coming during that time. How we can remove that toxic energies is going to explain in the future chapter. ஒளியாற்றலை உணர்ந்திடும் தருணத்திலேயே அதனை எப்படி பெற்றல் வேண்டும் என்றும் how we have to get the energy. சுரபிகளின் இயக்கம் எவ்விதம் how the glands are functioning. இது உணர்ந்து கொண்டால் ஆன்மாவினை உணர்ந்து எளிதாகும். கழிவுகள் குறித்து விளக்கமாக இருந்து கொண்டால் அவ்விதம் தவிர்த்திடலாம். So if you know how the toxins are being formed, you can also avoid it. வேதங்கள் யாவும் எளிய முறையில் மாணவர்களை தீர்வித்தரலாம். உணர்ந்து கொண்டே so feeling is very very important. Feeling of this energy within yourself is very very important. சூரிய ஒளியாற்றலை தனது இயக்கத்திற்கான எரிவில் என்பதனை முழுமையாக உணர்வுடன் அதனை விவிதம் ஏற்றி செயல்புரிய வேண்டும் என்பதனையும் வேகமாக வேதனைகளை உணர்த்திடும். So how we are going to feel it, that is also going to explain to you in the future chapter. கனிம இழைகளே நான்முகன் என்பதை உணர்ந்து கொண்டால் அணுக்களின் ஆற்றல் மற்றும் செயல்பாடுகளுக்கு தெளிவிழந்தெல்லாம் இறைநிலைகள் யாவும் உணர்த்து சூரிய ஒளியாற்றலினை உணர்ந்து சூரிய வழிபாடு புரிந்து உயர் பொருளை வாழ்ந்திடலாம். So if you know that all these 4 metallic energy beats are nothing non-mugan, you say 4 faces are Brahma, you have to believe as though it is God itself, and in 4 faces. One face is mercury, another face is copper, third face is gold, and the fourth face is your silver. So you got to imagine that and feel the importance, and then pray towards sun with this energy, with this feeling. Then you got all the good benefits. So that is how we finish the 14th chapter. Okay, so then we will talk about the 15th chapter next class. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please let me know. Question, any other participants, any other question, please let me know. So if there is no questions, let's move on. Sathsang. Today is 10th, right? Okay. So let's finish the Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaya Navasima Mavayana Sisiya Namava Vashimayana Om. Shivaya Namaya Navasima Mavayana Sisiya Namava Vashimayana Om. Shivaya Namaya Navasima Mavayana Sisiya Namava Vashimayana Om. Shivaya Namaya Mavayana Sisiya Namava Vashimayana Om. Shivaya Namaya Navasima Mavayana Sisiya Namava Vashimayana Om. Shivaya Namaya Navasima Mavayana Sisiya Namava Vashimayana Om. Shivaya Namaya Navasima Mavayana Sisiya Namava Vashimayana Om. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Kriya. Thank you all. Thanks everybody. Is that everything? What are you doing? லைன்ல இருக்கீங்களா? Okay, call us sometime. So we'll talk. Freddie, have any questions? Is all online? இல்ல குமார் சார் நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா? இல்ல குமார் சார் நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா சொல்லுங்க. எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
நல்லா இருக்கும்.
தேங்க்யூ.
இப்போ நம்ம அந்த இது டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிருந்தீங்களா? அது எம்ஓ இது பார்த்தீங்களா நீங்க மாடல்?
சரி, இப்போ அதை பற்றி பேசலாம். ஒரு நிமிஷம் லைன்ல இருங்க. சரி, ஒரு நிமிஷம். ஃப்ரெடி, நிவேதா, குமார், எதுவும் கொஸ்டின் இருக்குங்களா? மீட்டிங் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிடலாமா? க்ளோஸ் மீட்டிங் தேர். ஓகே, உமாசங்கர் சார், நான் உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணுறேன். இதை ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு லைனில் இருங்க.
ஓகே.
ஆல்ரைட்.